Merry Christmas!
Hi, this is Chris from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
This is your host, Chris.
No! God, please, no! No!
I know, I'm sorry, but he's cheap and available.
How rude!
Hello! Excuse me? Can't... Nearly choking them. Can't beat a bit of mince pie when it's coming up to Christmas. Oh, still rude now. I should have been prepared for that, shouldn't I? How are we all doing? I'm feeling very all over the place, as you can see. There we go. Let's do that. Our last show before Christmas. We're all having some time off. Christmas parties coming up. Dave, well, he'll be every night upstairs with his neighbour getting drunk, won't he? But it has been an interesting year. Look, we're not going to be talking transfers or managers. We're just going to have some fun tonight. Go down memory lane. And we're going to open the letter. I have it here, look. To LTiDtv from Santa and his little helpers. So, what is in this letter, I hear you ask? What is in the letter, Chris? There you go. I know I'd hear you ask. Let me tell you. Opening it up. Oh, it's exciting. I'll get into it now. Party game list. Ooh. Actually got a list of what I need to do, and this is the best ever. Everybody's Christmas elf name. Look, smash the likes, please. Subscribe if you're new, and click on notification. Then you'll never miss another show. But let's do this. As Noddy Holder once said, it's Christmas!
Oh, Merry Christmas!
This is Chris from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy.
Oh, it's all going wrong already. Hello, I am up here in the corner, university challenge style. Let's bring all my little elves in. They may not be talking to me now, but we will do it anyway. First of all, Dave.
Oh, hello.
Tiny Jingle Bells, how are you doing?
Oh, is that me?
That was you.
Oh, sorry. I was just looking at the name. I was chuckling at the name. That's Tiny Jingle. How do you know?
No, you've all got your elf name and you are Tiny Jingle Bells.
How do you know?
Well, remember, I have spoken to your good lady via text before.
Good point. Good point. Nice to see you,
She
mate.
says she does like to pull them on a Sunday morning.
Oh, no, she's busy Sunday mornings. Yeah.
She's pulling somebody else's.
And Saturdays and Fridays. And... Anyway.
Right, let's bring the next one in. This is just going to get worse, isn't it? I've got to find him at the bottom here somewhere. There he is with the amazing snowballs. We've got to say hi to Zippy Sugar Bells. Hello, Zippy.
That's the best thing I've been called in a few years, Chris, to be honest.
I was about to say, you've been called worse, haven't you?
I definitely have.
Welcome along. Let's find somebody else to bring in. Well, some people know him as Tom. All we know is he's called Pixie Frostbutt.
Sounds about right, my friend. Pixie Flock. Flockspur.
Flockspur. Yeah, you've not got a mouthful of mince pie as well, have
I was
you?
going to say, am I a pixie or am I an elf or am I an extra from a Harry Potter film that hasn't happened yet?
Well, you could be a multitasking, you know what I mean? But with your history of weather this year, it's probably about right, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, mate. I'm surprised my beard's not entirely white by now, but there we go. I'm still hanging in there with a few bits of silver and orange.
You do. Look, all the way we've got more jingles and more balls, and it's Jim, who is also known as Jingle Glitter Balls. Good evening, Jim.
Good evening. And you know, it took the magic of Father Christmas to let me know I had glitter balls. I did not know that. So thank you, Father Christmas.
Have you never been told?
Not until now, but thank you.
There you go. Now you know. Now you know. Who've we got up next, I hear you ask? I've absolutely no idea. Let's bring Craig in, or as he likes to be known this time of year, Lollipop McFluff. Hello, Lollipop.
To be honest,
how are you doing?
I think I've got off quite lightly with that one.
Oh, it depends who's sucking your lollipop, I guess, doesn't it?
Well, this is true. This is true. Say
Always
no
brings
more.
a smile to your face. Now, these last two I'm worried about. Can I just say I did not come up with any of these. These were purely via an internet app. So
I'm loving. I'm waiting for the reaction for Kate.
well,
I'm loving that name.
we're about to find out. Kate, better known as Bushy Evergreen.
That's Miss Bushy Evergreen to you.
Quite right.
I am sorry, Miss Bushy Evergreen. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you all?
We're all well. Well, I believe we are. Anyway, you were not so good yesterday, so I hope you are feeling better.
Yeah, I'm a bit better, thanks. Yeah, getting there.
But I did say I was going to send Dave round to rub a bit of Vic on your chest, but he said, "Can you rub a bit of Dave on your chest instead?"
You didn't actually mention it. If you had, I'd have been straight up the M25.
Well, my response to Chris was he's already here.
Yeah.
That was
Oh.
my response.
You said
That's
you
why I
wouldn't
didn't
tell.
mention it, Dave, because I thought you were there.
You said you wouldn't say anything.
My knight in shining armour.
Right, and this one, I don't know whether YouTube are going to cut this bit out or not, but we've got to say hello, finally, to Winky Jizzy Hands.
Is she still down there?
We lost Brad.
I'm just very quickly, and we've all made an effort. That's the best one, isn't it? I saved that till the end.
Suddenly, glitter balls isn't bad.
Yeah. Well, good night, everybody. It's nice being on. I'll see you later. I'm done.
I thought
I've gone to wash my jizzy hands.
Oh, God.
I thought Kate might go a little bit mad with the old Bushy, but look, I've got to say this, Brad. I don't know if I can sort of somehow show everybody this, but you are wearing. Are wearing.
It's a bit Shrek, isn't it? I love it.
Shrek and Donkey.
A bit big,
On a
isn't it?
winter adventure. That's what it's all about. And
Whoa!
A bit of Baby Yoda, aka Gru. A bit of Star Wars. So, got the Mandalorian down there for show and tell. But yeah, Shrek and Donkey.
Brad, take the mask off, though. That'll do.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Can I just say, I've never heard anybody call it a Mandalorian before.
Well, that's what he's in. He's in the show The Mandalorian. But
so you only said you got your Mandalorian down there. I thought, well, what the hell are you getting?
Well, that's a different part. We don't discuss that. It's not 9 o'clock yet.
No, well, when's that ever bothered me?
We're past the watershed, aren't we?
Let's just catch up with the chat. Ray, evening, Chris Kringle. I was very nice to myself, obviously there. But what a beard! Were you jealous of my beard there, Tom? Spencer's in.
Were you jealous of it, Kate?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Who said that? Thaddeus is in. Hello. Scott. Hi, Scott. How you doing? Which one is Scrooge tonight? Probably me. LDH, Merry Christmas, Santa and your little helpers. When you say helpers, I've got to say, depends how you're judging them.
I'm not helping you if you're telling people about my bush.
No, no.
Or my balls.
No. Exactly that. What's on this channel stays on this channel.
At least you haven't got tiny jingle balls.
That is true. But you're a winner, Dave. Look at your T-shirt. You are a winner.
Yeah. How's that for you?
Hang on a minute. Do it again. I'll make you bigger. There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't work without him being there.
Does that work that way?
That works better.
It didn't make me any bigger.
That's your age, Dave. You get tablets these days.
He is Father Christmas.
Let's take one.
What a jolly lot, says Ray. Christmas glitter balls is my favourite. Well, there you go. Somebody's in. I can't remember who was glitter. Oh, that was Jim, wasn't it? You're in, Jim. You're in there. You got to press me hands with premature loads. Yes, you have indeed, Ray. Look, what I'm going to do now it was an idea that was just suggested. I can't remember by who now before the show. We'll go to the man. And what is even worse is not only is he wearing that hoodie, his girlfriend's got matching hoodies. What I'm going to do is go around everybody and let them introduce themselves. Whose idea was that, by the way?
It's a good idea.
Tom's. Yeah. Somebody had the idea. But I want you to go and tell us something about yourself that none of us know. Let's start. I'll go down my list that I've got here. We'll start with Dave. Was it the disco?
You haven't got time to know.
Only just one thing. Just one thing.
I can't say that on air.
No.
Ask Kate. I'm Dave, by the way.
He's Dave, and he is.
Give us a fun fact, Dave. Give us a fun fact.
A fun fact?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I was at Leicester in 1963, was it? When we beat Everton 2-0 on Boxing Day, I think. And I think that might have been my first game.
There we go.
That's
Dave,
not fun, but we won. We won, so it's fact. Fun. It's fun.
the Dave Lee Travis of Surrey Hills Radio, and I could have made that a lot worse, believe you me.
Right.
Tom, introduce yourself and give us a fun fact.
I'm Tom, everyone. I'm getting towards 40 now, which is quite a horrible thing to admit, but it's true. And I've been
I wish. Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, the last 5 years in particular, it's all gone downhill, guys. But yeah, you know, I've been an improv comedian and performed comedy in North America before, including in a transgender club, which was quite an interesting experience.
Wow.
You didn't meet up with Baby Reindeer. You're not Baby Reindeer, are you?
No, although a friend joked to me once, have I had the same experience? Because there was a time in certain places people knew me a little bit. So yeah, but no, it hasn't happened to me, luckily. Touch wood.
Touch wood. Right. Let's go to him. He is the next one up there. The old Jizzy Hand himself.
Formerly known as Brad, apparently, and interesting / smug little fact, I have had my hands on the genuine Premier League trophy, which is not allowed to have by the public. Yeah, I've had my hands on the same trophy as the greats such as Wes Morgan and Jamie Vardy and Kasper Schmeichel. So yeah, that's my claim to fame for 3 minutes.
I don't know if anybody else panicked as to where that was going after what he was saying before. Him having his hands on things. Look, she's out in her garden. She's loving it. Miss Bushy herself, Kate. Introduce yourself and give us a fun fact.
Fun fact. My name's Kate, and my fun fact is I was Midland County champion gymnast 3 times.
Oh, Dave, calm down.
That's my fact.
On what implement? That's the wrong word, isn't it?
Floor and vault.
Oh.
Put your parsnip away, Dave.
Oh.
Exactly. Well, I never knew you were this interesting. I didn't know you were a gymnast. I never knew that.
Well,
Not a lot of people do.
There you go. Right. Let us bring Jingle Glitterballs in.
Hi, I'm Jim, otherwise known as Jingle Glitterballs, all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. Fun fact. Well, first of all, I think Chris knows my wife's family's from Leicester. So for all these years, we followed from afar. But in the last 20 years, it was more following online and certainly making trips over. But the fun fact, it actually is this shirt I have on now. 1998, Leicester just finished their season and made a friendly tour to the States, and they played in Jacksonville. They played in NFL Stadium, and we went to see them, and they played a local pro team, and there wasn't really a match. It was 5-3. Leicester won, but should have been more, but half the Leicester team went out and got pissed the night before, so they weren't really playing very, very strong. But afterwards, we found out they were going to our local. So we went up to the pub, and my wife was over the moon because we were talking to all the players, and this player lived near her grandmother. This one lived near here. So one player in there still had his shirt on, and that was Steve Guppy. And my wife said, "Steve, could you please give me that shirt?" And he said, "I'd love to, love, but I've got nothing on underneath." So I had to be the quick thinking. I went up to the bar manager and I said, "Do you have a polo shirt from your pub with all the..." He says, "Yeah." So I bought it. We traded it, and we've got this shirt from Steve Guppy. And it's kind of a cool story, but that's a connection when Leicester came to Jacksonville.
That has just blown everybody else out of the chat. Yeah. Nobody's going to beat that.
Why did he go first?
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
That's brilliant.
It'd have been up last, I tell you. Theodore does want to know what colour is the glitter on your glitter balls.
I don't know, but if I'll find out who this Thaddeus Miller is, and I'll let him know.
Please, or maybe you don't want to.
Your wife's not on here. Is from Leicester. Oh, hello,
Wayne. Hello. Sorry, Dave. I was already pressing my button when you started.
Hey,
Jim's wife.
You know, there's Jim's wife behind Wayne.
Hey, which one?
Wow, what for me to say? Wayne, how are you doing? An interesting fact about yourself.
Hi, do you mind if I just ask? Can Jim do an impression of Will Ferrell in Elf and take a run and jump at his tree?
I can.
Take a run and jump at that tree to put this stuff.
You just hold on, and I'll give you that before it's over.
We'll be back to that. Is he off? Hang on, is he off to do it?
Hey up.
He's
Hey up.
gone.
Oh no.
Tension build.
Ooh.
Could be bad.
You might do Mrs. Brown and hold on to it and pull the whole thing over. Wayne, introduce yourself and give us a fun fact.
Hi, my name's Wayne. I've followed Leicester for a long time, from the 60s when my dad took me down. Through the 90s, the playoff periods, I think it was against when we played Derby and lost 2-1. We decided to get a minibus down, get a driver, have drinks on the way down in the morning, stopped off for a pee on the motorway, started driving away. And then somebody says, "Oh, where's Russell?" And we left him on the motorway. So we had to turn around and go back and fetch him down a junction and come back and fetch him. Yeah, left the brother-in-law down the motorway.
Bless. He is up last, but that's only because he was in late and last. But then we'd expect nothing else. Mr. Cracer.
Hello. I've got 3-parter.
Bragging again.
I know. I've played in charity games at both Filbert Street and King Power and scored at both.
Get down there on Sunday.
Yeah.
You're not available on Sunday, are you, Craig?
Well, I was going to say I still play football Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Sunday morning, but I'll be finished in time, so I might pop down there. And the other bit is that me and our esteemed leader up in the corner there actually went to the same school. We were there at the same time. Obviously, Chris was a couple of years ahead of me. He was in the year with Gary Lineker, if I remember rightly. But we were at the same school at the same time.
It's funny. After we both left, they shut it down.
This is true.
Yes. And it was nothing like Tom Brown's Schoolboys.
No.
I was thinking about how I could ask this question, and I think I'm just better leaving it and moving on. I did mention to a few people if you'd got it to wear your favourite shirt. So let's go through them here. I'll start with me because, well, it's my channel, so why not? You know,
Mine.
I know. I love it. I don't know why, because it's totally un-Leicester, but I just love it. And I've got a matching hat as well, just in case this gets too hot. I've got the matching hat as well, and I absolutely love this shirt. Like I say, weird but wonderful. Trying to think who else.
Chris, just before you move on, Chris, I don't know if anybody's heard of a comedian called Ivo Graham.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
I went to see him last weekend, and towards the end of it, he came on. He was doing a compare in a mixed bill, and he came on and he said, "We've not even had a chance to speak about Leicester City," and then he took his top off to reveal exactly that shirt that he was wearing. That you're wearing, Chris.
Really?
Yeah, and he said he loves Leicester. He comes to Leicester a lot. They have the comedy festival in Leicester. But he was a big sort of, exactly that shirt. And obviously it was a bit baggier on him.
Oh, yes, Craig. We're going to go there, are we?
Oh.
Yeah, and he said,
"Hi, Craig."
He's gone. No, he said he was a big, it wasn't his team, but he was a big Leicester City fan. And he told everybody in the audience to enjoy Jamie Vardy while we've got him. And I think he came on board a bit around the Premier League winning time where he jumped on the bandwagon, which he admitted. But yeah, bit of a closet Leicester fan.
Aren't all of us? Let's be honest with you. We don't go about shouting about it, do we?
Makes me feel about Man United with that. Closet Leicester fans.
I know.
Isn't it? I thought it was only Man United and Chelsea got them.
Right.
Well, there you go, Dave. You got a winners on.
Yeah, it's a cup final winners. I can pull it up a bit.
Nice.
2021,
Nice.
and it's got on the back winners. And I walked through Bognor. He's just very proud with it. because I've waited all my life for a cup final win. I've been to 4 of them. Was it 4? No, it's not that many. Is it? No, I didn't go. I went to 69 was the first one, and
You didn't go to 61 and 63. I am surprised.
I was a bit young then, mate. Believe it or not. But,
No, I am struggling to believe it.
Yeah, 69 was the first one. I sat on the steps with your old pal and sobbed, and that was it. It was a great moment. Even though it was lockdown, I was so gutted I didn't get to go. How can we win the cup during lockdown? Isn't that just bloody typical Leicester?
Did anybody here actually go to the cup final during lockdown? Craig. Had to be Craig.
Really? Are you a hospital
worker?
Okay.
Craig.
And me.
Yeah.
I thought
Kate's probably got first entry.
Huh? What you say?
I said Mrs. Bush over there probably got first entry on that match, didn't you?
Oh, your name can get you in good places sometimes, and mine turned out okay.
Only when you're on the BBC, eh, Kate?
Well, we've gone dark. It's gone darker.
You keep doing that, Dave. I thought you were messing about with your lights.
It's just his
He's
rave.
having a rave on his own. Then
He is. He's having his own Christmas party. We're not even invited. He's just accidentally joined the group.
He's mixing our speaking into music in the background.
I've got both.
He's secretly on the radio show in the background doing a rave.
Well, the truth is, we should have a banner, under the name that goes live from, and for David, it probably goes live from Spearmint Rhino.
I've got Puff Diddley going on, whatever his name is. I don't know.
Puff
Diddley.
No idea what they call themselves now.
Hang on, first quiz of the night. Guess who's had a drink already?
No, not many. Actually,
Not many.
Well, I didn't start. No, I didn't start. It's not like the other time. I didn't start till we started, but it's like drinking beer, really, isn't it? Anyway.
Right. Who else has got this shirt on there? Jim, you've told us about your shirt. Kate, is that your favourite shirt?
Well, yeah, it's a bit different because girls, I like to wear shirts that fit me, and football shirts don't really fit me. But the King Power brand has done this quite cool tennis top for girls. And yes, this is one of my favourite tops to wear.
Keep talking.
It's a little bit different.
I'm just doing something at this end, Kate. Keep talking. Fill for me.
You can't do that.
I don't need to know the other end of that, do I?
No. Brad, I wish you were wearing a shirt, Brad. Craig, I recognise that one.
It's a great
if I'm
shirt.
very much not mistaken, is what I would call. Is it the Chris Garland?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I was thinking. I don't know if it was, but I thought it was a bit Stevie Linex as well. But I don't know if it was a bit too early.
Sam Worthington, I think, and Keith Weller.
Definitely Chris Garland.
Yeah. To be honest, I was a little bit late getting in from work, and I just grabbed. Well, there was 3 to hand, and I grabbed this one because I thought it was a bit of a different one that we don't see very often these days. But I do like this one.
It's really nice.
Yes,
Admiral. Yeah,
the old badge on.
It's the best Admiral shirt they ever did for us, actually.
Yeah,
I love the Admiral shirts and
not the blue ones with the lines down there. They were awful, weren't they?
No. Well, I've got the blue version of that, Craig, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I've got a few more comments before we get round to the first serious topic.
Serious topic?
Well, I say serious. Take it.
We weren't warned about that.
No.
My internet is playing up. Are we here?
Hello.
Hello.
There.
Chris has gone weird again.
Yeah.
Gone. I am always weird. Sorry,
Chris may have actually frozen because
I think he has frozen.
It's usually when the host disconnects.
He looks better like that, doesn't he?
I think we've
That's
overloaded
what
this
it's looked all year.
I should
Brad,
be
this is
back.
your time. This is your moment.
Where are you, Brad? Where are you?
I thought it was my end because the internet went my end, so I froze, so I didn't look like a knob on screen more than usual.
Wait, do you not look like a knob at the moment with a Shrek hoodie
Well,
on?
Are you
Somebody-
suspecting
Just clarify.
my partner's choice in clothing?
And
Well,
somebody
as
up the
you
pants
say
as
that,
well, so.
in
How
comes
very
your
dare
partner.
you?
Here is your partner.
He's obviously operating in the background. He's gone into the little Christmas mouse because that comment I don't put up, he's put up. But
Should we phone the ambulance? He might have had a heart attack or something. like that.
maybe, who knows? It's Christmas. Leave it. He'll be fine.
Maybe he's gone for a costume change and done some panto stuff.
I don't think the mince pie settled well.
Brad,
Am
do you have
I
a
working
code
here,
for
by the way, guys?
Website, just in case.
No, I have nothing, mate. I barely get the privileges of pressing buttons these
Can you
days.
still
Oh,
see
hello,
me?
Chris.
Right, we weren't saying about
I've
you.
been here and I've heard everything you've said, you bastard. Every
Oh,
single bit of it.
I was just saying how we missed you.
Yes. Like you miss
We must
Piles and
improve our
they're
aim.
in the arse as well, aren't they? Jesse, Brad's been blaming you for these.
I have no. You dare try and get me in trouble, sir.
Sorry, how can she do that?
I don't need to, mate. Wearing that,
No, I
think
do that
you're
myself. To
in
be fair, I do that myself.
Can I just say, Brad, how much I like your hair like that. It's much nicer, isn't it?
Who are you talking to?
Brad, he's had his hair cut, hasn't he?
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah,
Yeah, really cool.
looks fresh.
Fresh and spicy.
Welcome
Really?
to Leicester Till I Die speed dating, and I think that's just ticked Dave's box.
Oh, you tick my box anytime, Bradley.
Oh, great.
Hey.
Our first date, mate.
Full
Don't
name
worry.
as well.
If you look between the two panels here, you can see the difference between the man with a girlfriend and the man who's single. Just a little bit, more refined.
I mean, there's having it yourself. Then it's just shooting yourself in the face. From
Yeah.
Hey.
I make the
Looking at
dirty elf
Brad,
look
you wouldn't
good.
think
It's
he's
fine.
got a girlfriend dressed like that, would you? You know what I mean? But, right. Okay. Let's have the first topic. Everybody's first ever Leicester City game that they saw. Let's start as you all sat there. We might as well do it round that way. Dave's gone off to look through the black and white history
No,
books.
I told you that one.
He's
Didn't I?
gone to the caveman cave. Patience, isn't it?
Brad, what was your first ever Leicester City match?
Oh, my first Leicester City match. Actually, there's a lot of sentiment to it because it was my granddad has MS, multiple sclerosis, and he got diagnosed with that about 5 or so years before my first game, and he was struggling to get to Leicester games. So we used to listen to it on the radio, and then I didn't really get into football until I was about 6 or 7, and I started listening to the football with him. And it was Leicester games he had on. And I turned around to him once and said, "Will you take me to a game?" And he made sure he could. Oh, sorry, Chris. I don't know. I was boring you with a sentimental story. No. So my granddad determined to take me. Picked a game, got some tickets, took me a surprise, and then tried to tell me he was playing a mighty Arsenal. Arsene Wenger's Arsenal. We was playing at Filbert Street. And he told me not to get disappointed if Leicester don't win because Arsenal are a really good side. And when Dennis Bergkamp scored a hat-trick, I feared for the worst. But it was the glorious 3-3 draw at Filbert Street. Bergkamp scored the most perfect hat-trick I've ever seen in person. And Steve Walsh, who bleeds Leicester blue, headed in a 98th minute equaliser. So not the first one to do it, Jordan, or afraid, but that was a brilliant game that I went to. Yeah, it was. Oh my God, he's gone back in time. He's changed the hat.
Oh my God, what's that?
It was
It's getting cold.
To eject myself when it didn't work.
Yeah.
Kate, your first game.
My first game was Leicester versus Newcastle, because I absolutely love at the time Newcastle. Well, I loved Alan Shearer.
That should have been your fun fact.
I was obsessed with Alan Shearer, and I've still got. I'll show you this actually because it's unbelievable.
Oh, Jeff,
where's she gone? What's she doing? I'm worried.
So when I was young, when I was 12, I was obsessed with Alan Shearer. I'm no longer obsessed with Alan Shearer, but at the time I was, and I had, rather than everybody having posters and take that all over the wall, I had posters of Alan Shearer over my wall. So my first game, I think, was 1996 96, or I think it was the year Alan Shearer signed for us. I think it was 97 that I went to the Filbert Street to watch Newcastle versus Leicester with my dad. And Alan Shearer came over to our side of the stands before the game and wanted to sign autographs and stuff. And I was too scared to go down the steps with my dad to get his autograph. I was trembling because it was almost like I was too starstruck. It was too much. So that was my first game, really. And it was that game that I actually ended up falling in love with Leicester instead. As much as I loved Alan Shearer, I didn't really love Newcastle per se anymore, because Leicester was my hometown. My dad supports them, my mum supports them. So it was great to see my idol, but that's kind of where I fell in love with Leicester and why I think supporting your local team is really great, and it hammers home why it's so important. But what I've got to show you is, so my friend knew that I supported Alan Shearer and loved Alan Shearer, and she was an amazing artist. So this picture she did for me and gave to me as a birthday present, but we were both 12 because she was my school friend, and she drew this purely with pencil at age 12.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Wow.
Wow, that is incredible.
That is
So
incredible.
yeah, she was just 12 when she drew this. And it hangs on my wall to this day. I no longer see this friend. We've lost touch. But what a drawing and what a guy. But yeah, I fell in love with Leicester at that game instead, rather than Alan Shearer. But Alan Shearer will always have a place in my heart.
When you said you were 12, I was expecting you to bring up like a picture done on, slate and chalk and what have you.
Now we all know why she gets work at the BBC as well.
At least they had slate and chalk in my day, sunshine.
Hey, was that the same game where he kicked Lennon in the head?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I feel like that was the season before. I went to the game the season before. I think that was was that an evening game? That when he kicked Lennon?
Actually.
Yeah, mine was a daytime.
Wasn't it when we ended Newcastle's winning start to the season?
Was
the
it?
game you're on about? Yeah, they were going for a record.
Yeah, I think it was. I think Leicester won. But they had such an amazing team. And obviously, it's such a famous team now. But like David Ginola, Faustino Asprilla, Philippe Albert, Darren Peacock, John Beresford, Warren Barton. An amazing team. It's entertaining to watch, wasn't it? They used to concede goals for fun and score goals for fun. So, that was my.
I saw nearly all of the people that you mentioned there, Kate, in a bar in Iron Napa when they were all playing for Newcastle, and as you can imagine, the loudest one of them all in what he was wearing was Barry Venison. I think he was wearing. I'm sure he was wearing black and white striped trousers.
He had some interesting dress sense. His hair as well, wasn't he? He was all the glam.
Yeah.
Now, Kate, I've got to ask, if you had said that you've fallen in love with David Ginola, I could completely understand it.
Oh, well, that's a given, right? Not a shade.
Not exactly
just a normal given.
Not the most attractive footballer around at the time, was he?
Oh, he was just beaut. He was just absolutely beaut, and he was worth.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
Eye of the beholder, exactly. He just broke the fee record, hadn't he, for 15 million quid. I loved him at Blackburn. That was when I first saw him. Really, I remember him vaguely at Southampton, but I was a bit young then.
Jesse, I have to say, we do know you've got the same one. He told us all about it, and he said that you went and got them both, and it was, he had to wear that because he loves you so much that he didn't want to sort of upset you by not wearing it.
No, he actually said you were still there, didn't it?
I'm going to be sat in the doghouse on Boxing Day.
Mention that bit.
Sorry, I know. Thank you, Chris. You were being like Dave Packard, you'll be in the naughty house. You'll be in the naughty corner.
Yes, it's called you Bradley once already.
I know. Next
Craig,
time, one of them.
Your first game, sir. Can you remember it?
Well, I think it was very early 70s, maybe in 71 or so. And my uncle David, who was my favourite uncle, we were born on the same day. Obviously, he was older. No. God rest his soul, my poor Uncle David. But he took me to a game, my first game ever. As I say, I think we were right at the back of the old double-decker at Filbert Street. And it was against Cardiff. So as you can imagine, I was so excited to be going to my first ever live football game, home game against Cardiff, and it was 0-0, and I've been hooked on disappointment ever since.
Fair enough. Jim, is it the one that you were telling us about earlier?
That was my first time seeing them, but it was over here. But it was the trip to King Power. For me, unlike a lot of you, I didn't grow up over there. So my first trip over there to see him was the 2014-15 season, the Great Escape season, and it was May. They played Newcastle. I think Kate said, or somebody said Newcastle. Wes Morgan scored early, and then Leo Ulloa scored 2 more goals. But to walk into King Power after I've been following him from across the pond, it was amazing. And then since then, I think I've been over. I think I've seen 8 or 9 more matches.
Was that when there was a sending off? Newcastle got a guy sent off.
It was, and
Yeah.
and Ulloa had a PK,
and there was that temporary manager in charge. Was it John Carver?
Yeah.
Newcastle.
I
They
remember
were
it
in
now.
a
Yeah.
complete state of, they was in complete
I don't
state of
know.
disarray.
Chris, I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if it comes across. but
Hang on,
that is-
hold it there 1 second, because what I'll do, there we go, make it. Oh yes,
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
my
that's so cute.
that's my in-laws and my son Matt.
Oh my
I
God,
took
you
my
look
sister.
exactly like your son.
Yeah. So
Is that Dave? Is that
Yeah.
Dave? You all right?
no, that's my wife's parents and my
Oh.
son Matt. I took Matt over for his senior trip. We went over to watch football matches. We saw Leicester and Newcastle, and then we went and saw Chelsea and Liverpool. But
Right.
being at the King Power was it for me. I was hooked.
Well, that is understandable. Right, Tom.
Similar sort of era to Brad. I was 1997, trip to Wembley to see Leicester City take on Middlesbrough in the Coca-Cola Cup final, which of course famously Pontus K. Mark put Juninho in his back pocket for. Well, obviously went to extra time, Ravanelli scores, absolute mayhem for Middlesbrough, and something about Emil Heskey bundling in the most horrific goal you've ever seen to give us a replay on the Thursday night in Hillsborough. Put me for life, and that was it. From a boy, I was always a Leicester fan from that point. It was probably Cantona who got me into football, to be honest. But going to that game with my dad, who grew up in Leicester, as a Leicester fan, who went to games, goodness me, probably in the 50s, and 60s. Yeah, that was huge for me, and that's what hooked me. Brilliant.
Wow. Wayne.
My first experience of Leicester was probably about 8. And my dad took me down early 70s to see Leicester. In all the working men's clubs down Filbert Street, full of smoke, and actually sat on the little mini wall at the side of the tunnel. And 8 years old, the experience in the atmosphere, because that ground used to be heaving, Filbert Street. And it's just a fantastic experience. I did go over to the dark side, actually, because Dad stopped taking me down Filbert Street and actually fell in love with Georgie Best. I hold my hands up because he was like Maradona every time. So,
Well, let's be honest with you, it's a step up from Alan Shearer, isn't it?
That faith. You
didn't like that.
You made the naughty list there, Chris, for that comment.
But in the 90s, I started going down, taking my brother, and through the playoff years. But the favourite is, anyway, favourite's another thing,
Yeah. Dave.
I think just going on from that, the Filbert Street days, you got so many fantastic players. You could name every other team in the first division. You can name all their players, the starting lineup. And watching George Best live was astounding. You may remember Peter Rodriguez, who's probably one of the best fullbacks in the country, well, in Wales anyway. And he was roasted by George Best many times. And you youngsters wouldn't probably understand that he did actually take the piss out of these defenders. He'd beat them, come back and beat them again. And he did that as a matter of course. So it was brilliant times. But it seems a long time ago now, because I had to go to watch Coventry when Jimmy Hill was in charge in the early 60s when they were in Division. I stopped shaking your head. I had no choice. It's the only way I could get there.
No! That was a sympathetic one. That wasn't a critical shake. That was a sympathetic shake.
But my mum was from Leicester, so she got me onto Leicester, of course, and I'm sure it was Boxing Day '63. Remember the big freeze, or you've heard about it? We beat Everton. I think it was Boxing Day. Then we went and beat them away because in those days they played games within 2 days. Mm-hmm. I think I was too old.
They were men back in the day, weren't they?
Well, I was too young for the Christmas Day, Boxing Day games. I think they were the 50s, but certainly in the 60s. This was '63. It was 2 days after we played the same fixture, and there's some weird things. I remember there was about something like 60 goals scored in about 10 games in the first division. Fulham won one game 10-3 and then lost the replay 3-1 or something. It was crazy times, but God, it was exciting. The smell of the liniment when you walk around beyond the changing. Anyway, sorry, but God, that's a long time ago, isn't it?
I was just getting all my yesterdays going.
No, I was just going to doze off myself, to be honest. But
But you told the story.
Scored 6 goals in one game.
Yeah, that's right.
But you told the story, and it made it feel like we were there. So thanks for sharing it. That was great.
Well, and to be honest,
Christmas past, that's our day.
62, 63, Leicester could have won the double.
Yes.
Apart from the big freeze, we could have won the double. And it got to the stage we lost in the final to Man United. That was the Busby Babes coming through. I know. And we lost our last 4 games. 63. Yeah, 62, 63. We could have won the double.
Yeah.
We had an incredible side. I mean, the best goalkeeper in the world. We had some. It was amazing.
Yeah. Jess says he's still wearing it, so he can't have disliked it that much. What we want to know, Jesse, is has he got matching underwear and socks? That's the big question. You've got to get the whole thing.
Can I just say we don't all want to know that?
No, I'm out.
No.
What do you mean? You private messaged me, Kate, asking me to ask it.
Has he got them on?
Hey, we're not going to see. We're not going to see. And Jess, you were late coming in, so I hope you got a note from your mother. But just in case you missed it, this was Brad's name, and you can't really see it because I've got your comment code. So let me just take it there. There we go. Just for you. That's what he wants you to call him over Christmas. His elf name. I'm sure.
You know the worst thing is about that? I tried to get Chris back for all this bullying he's done with his name, and his has gone off my screen. His was like something like Tootsie Magic Hands. It's no such thing. I was disappointed with that.
Mine was for the Christmas, but I can't.
I found one where you put the people's proper name, like the first and last name in. I did that one, and yours came with us Tootsie Magic Hands. I was very disappointed.
Well, do you want to know what my elf name came up as?
No.
I mean, is it past 9 o'clock?
Tell us.
Well, no, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Chris Glimmernip.
What?
Stop that.
It's no better than yours, really, is it?
Sounds like a wish version of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, I think you're going to be stuck with that one, Brad. I'm afraid.
Yeah, now I'm going to get a message any second now.
I got that final result announced on Venezuelan radio. It's a bit out there.
In that stage in your relationship where you get secret messages telling you off.
Just be changing my name on it to that now.
So I might need some help with my first match here because I've just been Googling it and I can never find it. But Craig and Dave may remember this. It was a pre-season game and we played a team that was then called Red Star Belgrade. I think they're now called Zvezda something or another. I haven't got it on the screen here. I think they'd played Nottingham Forest, who were either European champions or had been European champions a few days before and had lost to them. And then we went on and beat them. I think it was 3-1 or something. And Jim Melrose got a couple of goals as well. Does anybody remember that? Or am I just making that up?
It sounds a bit out for Jim Melrose, I'd have thought.
Yeah, somebody got 2 goals.
Yeah. I'm guessing you were very old when you went to your first game.
Yes, I was, I think 15, 16.
Yeah.
Because nobody in my family actually liked football. So I wasn't
Same
taking.
mine, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So I had to wait until I'd got some sort of friends at school that also liked football. Obviously, I just didn't make friends very easily. Can I just say some breaking news? Because if anybody's looking forward to watching the prediction show tomorrow night, we're not doing one because we're breaking up for Christmas. But we did do the predictions. Wayne, will you help me with mine every week? You got 3 correct scores.
Wow.
Get in there. Well, I was wooden spoon on the fantasy league for a long time. I've just scraped myself off the bottom of that. So that's a rarity, Chris. It's an upward blip in a downward trend.
Well, you got 3 correct dead on and 2 correct outcomes. Got 9 points. I nearly would have got double figures this week, but I got 2 correct scores and 3 correct outcomes. And then there's Brad.
Yeah.
Hi, Brad.
That just does it all. Yeah. I'm glad you twisted my arm and said Wayne has to stay in. And just for reference, not Wayne that's in here, I'm glad you said in the spirit of Christmas we'll keep Wayne in it. That's all I'm saying.
Was I 2 points behind you last week?
Something came through the post today, so I need to dock you 20 points. I don't know, man.
Bloody FA Premier League, honestly. Right, so look, we're going to have a bit of a quiz. How do you feel about that?
Can I just say in defence of Brad, that it's not easy to predict these scores this year, is it?
No,
we thought it'd be easier this year after championship stuff, but nah, impossible.
Actually, what do you mean? What about defence of me? I've been bottom for like half the season.
Yeah, you're rubbish. He's rubbish.
Oh.
Merry Christmas.
But, yeah. Right. We are going to play a game of Guess the Santa. Very, very simple. You're going to get 1 each. And ahead of the second game, if you get, just so I don't want anybody finishing on 0 points, this is very easy. You're going to get 5 points if you can guess your Santa. There's no passing it over or anything like that. It could be current players. It could be ex-players. It's just the way that they've come out. But where are we here? So I need to try and find... I'm not used to having this many people in. Hang on a second. It's thrown me off there. There we go.
We can't do parties then.
No, not at all. Right. Now, I know some of you may have disappeared off the end of the screen. So here we go. Let me get rid of that. And let me get rid of this. Okay. So, Guess the Santa. First up, it's Brad. Are you there, Brad?
I mean, yeah, but mentally, no.
No. Now, I wish I'd known because I could have had everybody wearing onesies, but they haven't. But your turn you go first to Guess the Santa.
Oh my God, why has my mind gone blank straight away?
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Can you steal an answer?
No.
Yeah.
I'd like to steal.
I think you could all steal it. My mind's gone completely blank on face on who that could be.
Oh my God.
I know.
If I do that, I've no idea who's shouting it out, putting the hand up. I haven't got the facilities to do that. So, no, it is purely just afterward. I mean, you can, but you won't get any points for it.
It's nice to see him.
It is, yeah.
To see him, nice.
That could be his usual look for all we know.
Yeah.
Time up. No guesses, Brad?
A Cole.
No
idea.
No. Okay, who's going to shout it out? You don't get any points.
Edward.
Go on, Jim. Edward.
Give me that donkey. He's not a Leicester player.
Edward.
We shouldn't
That's
be
not an
anyway.
excuse, Bradley.
No, don't you start with the Bradleys. Don't you
Okay.
start with the Bradleys, Sharon Lover. We all know you got in the BBC now.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not the one with an ass on my top.
I mean, fairs. All right, yeah, all right, fairs.
Oh, Catherine's kicking off now at Bradley.
Sounds like members of X Club 7.
We're going to have James and David and Thomas all going mad soon. Right, bad luck there, Brad. Craig.
I've not
Oh, mate.
like doing it. It's shameful. Oh, fuck no, life.
What Brad's doing in the background.
Oh, yeah.
I know who it's not, but doesn't it look a bit like Steve McManaman? But it's not.
No, quite right. It's not.
No.
I remember when
Do I
he
get a
played
point
for
for
me.
not knowing for knowing it's not him.
No.
Yeah.
No. But good attempt.
Yeah. I'm struggling with that one. Is it that donkey we had from Wolves?
Ah, I know who you mean. Ryan.
Ryan Bennett.
That's
Yeah.
it. No, it's not.
No.
Anybody want to have a guess?
VK.
VK.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I feel less of an idiot because at least I've only seen our Edward on the team sheet. Come on, Craig. He plays every week.
Brad, do you know you said you feel less of an idiot?
I mean, yeah, go on.
Just go and have a quick look in the mirror.
I have. That's why I feel like less of one.
I had a mouthful of beer then. That was funny. That is the comment of the night so far. I almost feel like giving you a point for that, Craig.
Yeah, give me a point for that.
Yeah. Right, up next, it is Dave.
Go on,
You ready?
Dave. Come on.
I think Dave might have an idea with this one.
I know everyone else's.
Funny enough, Craig, so do I.
Yeah.
Hello, Dave.
Well, he's not there.
Is he not?
No.
Is he not there?
No,
Dave's
he's
not
not.
there.
He's on the screen. He's gone to have a word.
This is great TV.
Oh, this is it. It's not love, isn't it? You can't
This has
out.
gone so
It's so bloody dark, I couldn't see whether it was there.
He's on the toilet.
Well, I think you should get dock points for leaving her
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, that's
Why
a
did
fail.
back on screen?
Dave.
Dave!
Control to Major Dave.
Oh, here he comes.
You're like Alan Partridge.
Hey. It's not like it's live.
Right, so we'll let you out. We'll take
Dave,
it.
it's your go.
Dave, you're
Oh,
back.
sorry. Kathy was struggling to find a program on Channel 4 catch up. So I thought I should
Yeah.
Priorities, Dave.
Yeah, sorry about that. Guess the Santa. Okay, Eduardo.
Oh my God.
Hey, more than one. It could come up more than once.
Come
You
on,
never
Dave.
know.
I mean, that's his guess. That's his guess.
Like
Yes.
racist.
No,
Is that your guess,
wrong?
Dave?
Yeah.
Right. Well, actually, do you remember a Mr. Marty?
Oh, you're kidding me. You toss that.
I am.
Not
Maybe.
really.
It's not, is it?
That would have been perfect for Dave, though.
Oh,
It would have been.
Becca.
I love how I got the mick taken out of me Fred one, and suddenly we're 0 and 3.
I thought Luke was in for a minute.
3 or
You know what? Can I just say this is like watching Walsall penalties. Jim, are you with us? Or have you nicked the
there.
toilet?
Come on,
I'm
Jim.
there.
Get the first one in the
Oh,
bag.
please,
Come on.
Jim. Save
I'm
that
sorry, I know.
bullshit
Sorry
here.
about
I'd
that, guys.
forgotten actually, Dave, you, because he's of a certain age where he has to go every now and again.
No, I was trying to be helpful. I failed, of course. But...
Well, the story of your life. Jim,
Yeah.
this one is for you. I suppose when I was doing it, I saw the face before I covered them up.
Yeah.
So I suppose, in fairness, it looks easier to me.
Just a bit.
And
I
you
think I
know,
got that one.
I think just like someone said, I knew the other ones before this one.
Yeah.
I would say, Bonanette.
See where? Does anybody else want another guess?
Luke Thomas. Luke Thomas.
Yeah, Luke,
Oh, Luke
yeah.
Thomas
I was
is a
gonna say,
great
is the
shout.
shirt just customary to?
Well,
yeah.
well done.
I thought it was Muzzy, is it?
Right.
So,
How much you had to drink, Dave?
He would
we've
say
missed,
not enough.
we've missed 4 from the spot, right? 4 so far.
We have, yes. At the moment, we're going out on penalties to QPR. Kate, you've known everybody else.
Come on.
Can you get your
It's going to be hard now.
Come on,
no
Kate.
pressure on you at all, Kate? But
Come
can
on.
you get?
This is where it's a black and white one.
Easy.
Please be Shearer. Please be Shearer.
That's Casey McAteer.
Yes, it is.
Bushy Evergreen, well done.
Is that who you're
Looking
going
as
for?
lively as ever.
Yeah.
Fine Lancer.
Fine Lancer. Green's gone orange.
Yes, indeed. Finally.
Well done.
Right.
One for the ladies.
Tom,
Yes.
this one is for you, sir.
Come on, Tom.
Oh, great. I'm in the same position as everyone else. We are looking great experts, guys, tonight. Honestly.
I'm really glad I didn't do Man United players.
I'll tell you what, he looks like he's been on holiday to Amsterdam for a couple of nights in his eyes. Look at it.
Can't you give him a clue, Chris?
He must be a centre back. Just how dopey he looks and how bad we've been at the back this season. I'm gonna chuck a name out there. I'm gonna go with I'm really not sure. I don't want to leave them there. I'll go with it's not right, but I'll go with Suter.
No.
No.
How about
It's Skippy.
Who's everybody shouting out?
It's Skippy.
Of course it is.
Yep.
Oh,
I was right
why
about the Paul
he
defending,
gives it
right?
away. No wonder he had a hat on.
That's why
Guys,
guys look dead as well, because he's had a shocker.
You're all
against
getting your arse whipped by a woman here.
Hang on, hang on.
In my
Would you
dreams.
prefer to get your ass whipped by a man?
He didn't think that one through, did he?
Any port in the storm.
Not
at my
just any
age,
woman, not just any woman, a Shearer-loving woman.
Oh, shit.
An ass whooping is an ass whooping.
A bushy evergreen one.
Bushy, evergreen, Shearer-loving Leicester fan woman.
She needs to cut those thorns back, I tell you. Right. Here we go. Wayne.
Come on, Wayne.
Come on, Wayne.
Come on, Wayne.
There we go.
El Canoes.
Yes.
Well done.
I'd go with that.
Woohoo! You know what? I'd love for you to say, yeah, that's right, and it'd be somebody else.
Brad, is that your haircut?
It is, mate. It's the style I went for. I actually took that into the barbers.
It's the Phil Foden look, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Right, let's get back to where we were before. So I've got to say,
I thought we did
well done.
busy things tonight.
Well done to Wayne and Kate.
Well done, Wayne and Kate.
I mean, I just want to say, anybody watch I'm a Celebrity? And when they do all the trials, they do actually get members of the public to try them out first. And I have to say that in rehearsal, I got 7 out of 7. Just saying.
But you saw them before they had the
You
Santa.
saw him before that.
Don't worry about it.
Is that Chris?
You can't sell snow to Eskimos, Chris.
Don't what? Sorry.
Can't sell snow to Eskimos.
Well, I can tell Santa Arabs though. PM, hello to you. How are you? Merry Christmas to you as well. Jamie Vardy wants to come in. Get me on this show. This is easy. Well, they are all your teammates, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
I still think he would have failed to get Edward because he hasn't seen him around the stadium.
He was your favourite player, Brad.
Well, no, I'm gutted I didn't get him. Almost like we should have had Danny Ward on for you, Chris, to try and guess. We should have put one up for us.
Thing is, I didn't put a goalie on there because you would have seen there was a green shirt.
Well, that would have been true. But and also, Danny Ward would have never made it because he'd have missed the screen.
Right, here we go.
What takeover?
I was
What-
just
what-
reading that. Is that
Yeah.
not a Leicester fan? Or
What's
was
that
it a
about?
Leicester
Is
fan?
he an Everton fan?
Oh, is it?
Richo is an Everton fan. He's on about the
Rico is an Everton fan.
Yeah,
he's
oh,
an
okay.
Everton fan.
Hi, Rico.
Yeah.
Good for you, pal. Good for you. Everton could be a great side.
New owners, of course, new owners. Right, the second game is going to come up later, and that could get very, very interesting. But we talked about our first ever game, which is your favourite ever game, and I'll go first to sort of give you guys time to have a think, because I've got 3 games possibly, but I've got to get it down to 1. And look, for me, because when I was growing up, like I say, I didn't have anybody in my family, my older brother, my dad, that was into football. When I had children, I didn't care whether it was a boy or girl first. Whoever it was going to be a football fan. And thankfully, Sean is a football fan. And we've been to a lot of games together. And the 3 that we've been together that I particularly remember, one was the English Super Cup win over Manchester City with the last-minute penalty by Kelechi, your hero there, Brad. Second, and this is very, very difficult because I love both games, but second was, I suppose, the 9-0 over Southampton. It was just one of those I was there moments, and I remember turning around to my son and going, look, second half will be boring. When you're that far ahead at half time, you just switch off for the second half. So as I know absolutely nothing about football. But because of the atmosphere, it was at home at the King Power, and we came from behind, and we weren't expected to do it, but it has to be the 5-3 win against Manchester United. I was there with my son. I still owe him a big debt of gratitude for saving me from ending up in that woman's lap next to me when I celebrated the 4th goal. It was just an amazing day, and I can remember, I think it was 30-odd minutes had just gone, and I turned to Sean and said, well, at least we made it to the first 30 minutes and not conceded, and almost straight after, they went 1-0 up. But there is so many nights, there's, Champions League matches I've been to with them, but that was something special, I've got to say. So my favourite game, for that reason, is Leicester City 5, Manchester United 3. That may pop up more than the once. Brad, we'll go around in the name again there. Your favourite game ever?
Oof, I mean, there's a fair few that spring straight to mind. One of my favourite games that I actually got the privilege to sort of work, because I worked for Leicester for 5 years, was probably the Seville game, because we basically got to watch that. I mean, we worked really hard that day, honestly.
Of course, yeah.
I was definitely not stood pitchside with a pan and broom like this, watching pretty much the entire game. That was just magical because we were the first English side to ever beat Seville in the Champions League. Unlucky to the rest of them that couldn't do it. And then obviously I had a moment where I was walking upstairs and I got the perfect view of Fuchs's no-look pass to Vardy for the 11 heaven. But one of my best games that I attended in person, it wasn't, I wasn't working, I wasn't watching on the TV, was also in the Premier League winning season. We were 3-1 down against Aston Villa. 2-0 down, against Aston Villa. Not long to go, about I think 20-odd minutes on the clock, when a certain Richie Delat, boy, we could use a right back right now, but he scored a goal that was given by goal line technology. Goal line technology, not the VAR, not the crap one, the one we actually all like because it tells the truth. And then Nathan
off again.
See you later, mate. So I'm just telling the story. See you later.
I said he was a spearmint rhino, but he keeps nipping out to have a look at the women, doesn't he?
Tip jar, doesn't he? The tip jar's at the bottom. It was that infamous game against Villa where Delat scored.
He's got the body. That's what Dave's got.
Oh, he's going to be waiting before he gets to his. And obviously Nathan died, the only Welshman from Swansea that's got a winner's medal around his neck because he knocked himself out and scored a winner in that game. That's one of my favourite games.
Kate?
Yeah, well, the games have already been mentioned, really. 5-3 is up there. For personal reasons, really. So the week before the 5-3...
don't say Newcastle were involved in this.
No.
No,
the week
No,
before
but Sherry was on pitch side.
the week before that 5-3 result, I just finished my last round of chemotherapy. So I was absolutely broken a bit physically. And the last thing I needed physically was to jump up and down like a lunatic 5 times during a football match. But that's exactly what happened. And I remember being absolutely exhausted. I couldn't even jump for the 5th. I had nothing in the tank, nothing left to jump for that 5th goal. So that's up there memory wise. But I think my favourite game was probably the Seville match that Brad said, because it had absolutely everything. The buzz, hearing the Champions League music in the King Power. I hope clubs that are in the Champions League regularly really are grateful for that. Like, it's hearing that music is just magical, hearing it in your home stadium and having the goals, having Vardy and Nasri square up to each other, and Nasri got the red card, which was just delightful. And going through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, it was just a phenomenal night and one I'll never forget. And I never thought I'd see my club in the Champions League, let alone get to the quarterfinals, which was just brilliant.
Brilliant. Craig, bear with me if I jump to Dave, because I want to catch him while he's still sat down. Before he nicks out down and look at the dancers.
No, I'm going nowhere now. Do Craig. Sorry. I didn't mean to be
worried. I would be worried, Craig, if you're saying "do Craig" and he's waving a parcel.
No. Sorry, I
Well, we can do experiment rhino. Is that for Cassie working? Is she?
No, she's fine. She's sorted now. So I've done my job.
Craig.
Well, I mean, again, like everyone, there's a few, but probably the real favourites are ones that have been mentioned already. So the FA Cup final, just amazing to be there, and that goal going. The 5-3, the Arsenal 3-3, Brad. I can't believe that's your first game. That was unbelievable. That was an amazing game. You know, losing 2-1 as it turned to 90 minutes, and then ends up 3-3. But I'm going to go for one. When I was younger and following Leicester, I'd never been to Wembley, and I always said I would never go to Wembley to watch a football game unless Leicester got there, and we never got anywhere close, really. I was at the semi-final of the FA Cup when we lost to Spurs at Villa Park. But the playoffs, when we had Cambridge in the semi-finals of the Championship to get to Wembley for a playoff final, I'd been to the away game. We drew 1-1. I think Cambridge had Dion Dublin and Claridge playing for them at the time. And then in the second leg at home, obviously everyone knows that I think we won 5-0 in the end. But as like the second and the third goals go in, that realization that we're actually going to go to Wembley was just unbelievable. And it was that moment of, I'm going to go to Wembley and I'm going to see Leicester City play at Wembley as we got that unassailable lead against Cambridge. And that one will live with me for a long, long time.
I agree. Good choice. Jim.
I guess I don't have the history that a lot of you have with big matches. The ones I saw weren't over. First couple were victories, and just the first time in there was great. So I'll mention a couple that meant a lot to me as a fan, and a couple of you already said it. Certainly the 5-3 match. I was visiting a Navy buddy of mine up in New York City, and he had never watched much English football. So we sat and watched that. And I remember him telling me, well, your team's not doing very good. Looks like they're going to get beat. I said, they're not done yet. And the excitement of watching it with someone who's not a football fan, and he still watches them. He follows the Leicester City now because of that match. So that was good. The FA Cup final. I showed you a picture of my son, Matt. He's just he's an astute English soccer fan. He knows everybody who plays for every team, but his favorite team is Chelsea. And that trip I brought him over, he was just getting ready to go to university. So we had a Leicester match and we had a Chelsea match. And to watch a match with your son is great. So fast forward, FA Cup final, we're in a pub here in Jacksonville. and it's his squad against Leicester City. And we sat there and watched it, and when we scored that goal and held on, it was so nice. And for him to reach over and he said, "Dad, I'm so happy for you." That was just priceless. So that was good.
It is, like you say, family games. They do stick in the memory. Tom?
Well, the favourite one I probably attended, which I'm going to throw a really odd one out there because we lost the game, but it was at a time in our history where we were probably
If anybody was going to put an odd one out there, it was going to be you, Tom.
It was, yeah. I've got some other ones we could generally talk about that I went to as well, but I thought I'd pick out an odd one. It was when we were down in League One and we drew Chelsea in the Carabao Cup in the third round at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
It was the only time we made Shevchenko look any good. Like, it was only typical good Leicester side. He was terrible outside of that game, but we were like 3-1 up at one point. We were in League One. We were pretty hopeless at the time. And I remember thinking, going down there from Oxford at the time, and going, do you know what? Not all hope is lost. We might have lost the game in the end, but we were on hiding to nothing anyway. So I really think that was quite positive, at the time. And I've got fond memories of the Great Escape here because I wasn't able to go to the games. So I was living in Toronto at the time because of the time difference. It used to be Saturdays down the pub watching all the football live, and then crawling down King Street. And obviously with all the Leicester Great Escape stuff going on, it was a great time because I was always celebrating. So great memories in the sunshine,
Yeah, indeed, fair enough.
Sorry,
I
Chris.
was also at that game, Tom, with you, cheering us on. I was one of my mates decided not to get a ticket because he didn't want to see us get spanked by Chelsea, and
I nearly went the day before because I thought it was on the Tuesday and it was on the bloody Wednesday. I nearly came down. Dude, literally, I nearly,
Yeah, I went with all my Chelsea mates, and we were brilliant. The only sad part, Jerry Taggart, I think, was manager.
He was the interim manager for Frank.
It was Burrows.
I can't remember his damn name, which is terrible. But we lost a young lad that night because he got a terrible cruciate injury and never really played again. I think he plays for.
Was it Levi Porter?
Yeah, I think he plays for someone in Leicestershire or the Midland League.
Do you remember?
Yeah, so that was he was a great young player, and it just that night.
It was a rare night of hope, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we had two very good goalkeepers in that team. One of them, God rest his soul, was a young goalkeeper. Was Martin Fuller, and we had Chris Wheel. We'll remember them. They were great goalkeepers.
Neither of them can hold a candle to Danny Ward.
Only because he dropped it.
Don't start me on that one. But you remember that we had 5,000 fans in the Chelsea and that end.
We ransacked that. I got chucked 8 rows back when we went 3-all.
It was amazing.
But we just said, Chelsea are going to win. Fine, let's just League One side.
They had a strong side out, didn't they?
I'm glad it shows a good game next. It's good memories for all of us, isn't it? From a difficult time. Yeah.
It's like therapy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the only time my Chelsea mates have actually said Leicester are good. Apart from when we pissed them off.
Remember the date. Wayne, you do look like something off Star Trek there. But you're
as long as you're not saying I'm late, is it Lieutenant Uhura?
I love the joke. I wish you were.
I can't see from. No, let's not go there. Right, Wayne, your favourite game?
I'd say the Man U 5-3 in the Great Escape season. I went to Lanzarote with my son. He actually ended up having food poisoning, so I sort of searched a local pub. Found a pub with loads of Man U fans in, and the turnaround was fantastic. It erupted. But I think for me, the Everton game for me is the one that after years of playoffs and trying to get to the Premier, that game and what it meant for every Leicester fan. People went down outside the ground, parties. We were in O'Neill's because we couldn't get a ticket. Great atmosphere. And it's just that game for every Leicester fan was a fantastic thing, celebrating, Premier.
Andre, Bocelli, thank you. I'm going to say Botticelli then. I don't know where that came from.
It's a chicken.
That was his lesser-known brother who didn't quite make it as a singer. But yes, and I have to say thank you to Dean Birchnell, who was able to. I nearly paid £300 to get a ticket to that game.
Gee.
I know. I was so wanted because, as you know, those of you that remember, I got rid of my season ticket the season before during the Great Escape because we were kept losing, and then my son was going off to uni, and I so wanted a ticket, and I was going to buy it off an Everton fan for £300, just as Dean Birchnell, Alan's son, came back and said, "Got your ticket." So thank you to Dean for that. Is he gone again? Is he still here? No, Dave. Is it a good time, Dave, to admit to breaking a microphone?
I don't want to talk about it. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Your game, Dave. Yeah, Dave.
Well, Craig's made me think about the Cambridge game, and I was there as well at that game. And God almighty, Craig, what was his name down the left wing?
Philpott?
No, down the left side, little guy.
Tommy Wright.
Tommy Wright, yeah. I mean,
Right.
I was in I was in the side stand or whatever stand, West Stand is it called? I don't know. And it was the most amazing night ever. Absolutely amazing. I think I lived in Leatherhead, so I driven up from Surrey, picked my mother up, and we went to one of my daughters came with me, went to the game. It was absolutely incredible. You know, we thought Cambridge were tough as crap, weren't they?
Yeah.
They really were. I mean, they were batterers. Again, I can't remember the manager, but he was a complete knob. John Beck, yeah. I mean, it was all about if somebody moves, kick them. And we done well. I played cricket on the Sunday we played at Cambridge, and we got the draw. And I thought, we cope with that. And I managed to get up to Leicester for the replay. And it was absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing. But the one I remember most is Arsenal in the league. I think it was League Cup replay, and I can't remember what year. But my middle daughter was going out with this lad who's an Arsenal fan, and we went to the local pub in Surrey to watch it. And it was on penalties. We won it on penalties in the replay. And I ran round this village high street. I mean, at my age, it was ridiculous, but I was just there was about 20, 30 Arsenal fans in the pub and me, and we beat them. So I think...
Was that when they had the likes of Gramonde in that playing for them?
It
was FA Cup replay. I remember that.
We won on penalties, and it was an incredible night. And eventually I got so knackered running around the village that they all bought me a beer.
Good for you.
Yeah. Tell you what, Dave, you just reminded me if a Madsen or Stolarczyk can't play against Wolves, maybe we should phone up that goalkeeper from that game, the penalty king himself. He might be here. He'll do better in his age than
Hey,
Wardo in goal. He's got to do better than Ward, doesn't he?
That's true.
Hang on. Was he that bad? Was he that bad on Saturday?
No, we haven't got time.
We've only done an hour and 20 minutes. I'll add another hour and 20 onto that if you let me talk about Danny Ward.
Right. I'm a bit worried about this after the last one, but it's time for the second quiz of the evening.
Sorry.
Chris?
The weakest link, you're probably right.
I need to refill.
Good point.
Be right back. I need to refill.
Yeah, no, that's
At least
fine.
he announces it. Dave just wanders off.
I brought mine with me.
I'm on my second. Kate, are you still on the tee?
You're on mute.
Yeah.
Kate, can I just say, Kate's a very healthy lady.
Sorry, yeah, I was on mute because I had a bit of a coughing fit. No, I'm on herbal tea. I am healthy, Dave, thanks.
On the herbal tea.
You live the rock and roll lifestyle, don't you?
No, Chris Difford from Squeeze, Chris. If you want to play a song on your show, Chris Difford from Squeeze, on the herbal tea. It's called Fat as a Fiddle. Fat as a Fiddle.
You're just saying words now.
No, it's great we produced him a few times. We sent him out on gigs.
Is that your second bottle?
Oh, I've really missed Dave.
Oh, I miss you, darling.
Bless. Right, so we're going to play the weekend.
You know he split us up, don't you?
I know. Because you kept arriving drunk.
Yeah, exactly. And I got complaints I had viewer letters.
Just pass them on to me. It's fine. I was looking after the elderly downstairs.
Right, we're going to play Weakest Link. So basically, it's Christmas questions, just a bit of fun. And the best bit about it is I'm going to pick somebody to go first, and then we'll get the first question. And then you're in it until you get a question wrong. They are multiple choice, so I'll make it very easy for you. But then you have to pick who you want the next person to answer the question. So we'll see who your best friends are. Oh, I know. Right, we're going to go down 1 to 7, starting with Brad being number 1, and we'll see what number comes up. Oh, number 7. So Dave is first. God help us.
Go on, Dave.
Right. Dave, here we go. Let me get my scorecard. Right. Which Christmas? Oh, it's just music.
Why have you got a parsnip, and why do you keep wobbling it?
Now you know why I split you up.
This is a carrot.
I thought it was a drumstick.
It's an albino carrot. So I had no other option. I've got a carrot, have we?
You want to be thankful you haven't got the battery for it.
I've eaten the bloody carrots.
It's like we're actually watching a breakdown live.
Hey, Craig, if it gets viewers, who cares?
Yeah, true.
I'm not bothered about the viewers. Right. So, Dave, which song was originally written for the movie Holiday Inn? Ooh. Jingle Bell Rock, White Christmas, Silent Night, or Let It Snow?
Ooh.
It would help if I actually had the answers here. Bear with me.
What's the option? What's the options?
Put the vodka down. Jingle Bell Rock, White Christmas, Silent Night, or Let It Snow?
Jingle Bell Rock.
One question, Dave. On music, you're the guy that is a DJ and owns the radio station.
You are the music man. You come from
down my way. What can you play?
What can you play?
Well, he can't play this quiz because he's got it wrong. It was right.
I knew it was a bit tricky, that one.
Right, who are you picking, Dave?
I think that guy in the dodgy suit.
Brad, it looks like you.
I guess
Who
so.
originally sang All I Want for Christmas Is You? Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion.
Bloody hell, all the R's put me off. I had none of that question. All I heard was, who originally...
I'll do it again for you then. So, who originally sang All I Want for Christmas Is You? Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, or Beyonce?
I feel like this is like a red herring and the obvious answer is wrong, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Mariah Carey.
Well, you get a point. You get a point.
You know what? As soon as you said it, I was like, right, it's Mariah. Yeah, I thought it's Mariah Carey. And I thought the way they went, I'm going to be sort of an idiot, but I've got a point.
Who are you picking? You can't pick Dave. Dave, you can go off and have a wander if you want. You're out of
I thought Brad stayed on. I thought the idea was Brad stayed on until he got another question.
Yes, Brad has. I said Dave.
Oh.
Dave can go off.
I'm still in this. It's all right, Kate. I got you back, Kate. I understood the rules. And just for that reason, I'm going to go Craig.
What
have I done?
Because you were one of the first to sort my lovely ugly.
Well, we're finding out who's friends with who here. Just sit quietly, Jim. You'll be fine.
Your hat slipped a bit.
Hey, I'm getting a bit hot. It's a bit warm.
Oh,
Craig, what is the best-selling non-charity Christmas single of all time? Jingle Bells, Silent Night, White Christmas, or Feliz Navidad?
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Selling?
Because I hate that song.
Can we just say that I've got a dodgy question, Dave got a dodgy question, and he got Mariah Carey.
Yeah,
really?
You all got first team starters and bloody bench players. I got
And now he's got incognito.
His question was the big
Incognito.
It was Bing Crosby.
Craig's
Bing
right.
Crosby in that film.
What? Ding, ding,
So best selling.
Yes.
I mean, the others haven't been sold, have they? Surely. So I'm going to go for Feliz Navidad.
Did he freeze?
And that was right. Chris is frozen. That's right. Moving on.
1 point.
Frozen in shock that you
Let it
chose
go.
Feliz Navidad. It was White Christmas.
White Christmas.
Yeah.
I didn't think, to be honest, I didn't think in a professional quiz you would have the same answer for 2 questions. Hey ho.
I thought it was Rage Against the Machine, so I'd have got it wrong.
What on earth made you think this was a professional quiz?
Yeah, I know. It was foolish of me.
Yeah,
Took me to a bit wrong.
that's your own fault. I mean, the last quiz was supposed to be past, present, or future players, and they're all current players. So what hope have we got?
Yeah, that was just to put you off. That was to make Dave think he might have got a Marty.
Can I say?
Craig,
Craig's out. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Who would you like, Craig?
Can I say it? It was a nightmare. So this is good in comparison.
Come on, Kate, you're up.
I spilled a bottle of beer last year.
My teammate.
Thanks, Craig.
You're welcome.
Which
Right, Mariah Carey. Right.
The answer's
let's
White
move on.
Christmas.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You got a 1 in 4 chance here, Kate.
Oh God.
Which
that's not
Christmas song was written during a heat wave in California?
Ah. Can I have
Winter
that?
Wonderland.
good.
Winter Wonderland.
No.
The Christmas song.
No.
Frosty the Snowman.
No.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Oh, okay. I have no idea. I have no idea.
You were thinking Slade. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
I was thinking that.
Yes.
Sorry, can I just have the repeat of the answers? Let it snow, let it snow.
Yeah. So Winter Wonderland, the Christmas song. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
It's a random, isn't it?
Frosty the Snowman. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
I'll go for Frosty.
You're going for Frosty. 1, 3, 6. Oh, and you're out. It's let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Well, you're proving you know just as little about Christmas music as you
Well, I
do
knew
about-
Mariah Carey. I did.
We all knew Mariah Carey, didn't we?
Why am I getting picked on? I had the Crystal Palace bus driver as my player, and I'm getting picked on for having this question.
Who says that? Who's saying that? Oh, there you are.
Kate, who are you picking?
I'm going to pick the lovely American Jim.
Thank you, Kate. All right.
We've gone round once as well. We might only go round once because we'll have
It's a
nobody
lovely
left.
tree, by the way, Jim. You've got a lovely tree there.
Thank you, darling.
He's lovely, isn't he?
She says that to all the men.
Well, until I get
You
this
know,
question.
I'll tell you now.
Yeah, you've got a lovely tree.
But am I the weakest link? We'll see.
I love the
Yeah.
fact it's light over there.
He's trying to branch out.
No.
Hey.
I think we know who the weakest link is.
Yeah, I know.
Jim,
Yes.
the 12 days of Christmas, what is given on the 7th day? 7 swans are swimming, 7 geese are laying, 7 lords are leaping, 7 drummers drumming. And I bet everybody here now is singing that in their head.
7 swans are swimming. Final answer.
7 swans are... He sounds confident, doesn't he? Do we have a look?
Yep.
Because I have to check.
Yeah.
7 swans are swimming. You are correct, Jim.
6
Well done,
geese
Jim.
are laying.
Jim, who are you going to pick?
My buddy next to me, Tom's got it next. He can pull it in.
America and Canada reaching out over the border.
Right over there.
Tom,
Yes.
Hello. Oh, where's Tom?
which artist popularized Rocking Around the Christmas Tree?
Oh.
Brenda Lee, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, or Dean Martin? I think they've all probably recorded it at some time.
Yeah, that's the problem. What's popular? Is it? Will we go with Elvis? B?
Joe Brenda.
Brenda.
Not Brenda.
Wasn't it? Oh,
Can I give an extra bit of trivia for an extra point?
Yeah.
Give it, dear. You're not going to get an extra point.
Recorded that song when she was 13 years old.
Scary.
I was being dumb because, of course, she's got a female voice in the song. So why would I choose the female?
Three males and one female.
I thought it was Mel Smith and Kim Wilde.
I think I just improvised an Elvish version in my head from absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Yeah.
She remembered it was a female voice in the song, so you went for Elvis Presley.
I love that.
Chris, it's difficult nowadays, mate. It is difficult. It's the modern world.
Well, at the moment, there's only two. Well, Wayne, this is you, and then it's going to get interesting.
Come on, Wayne.
Come on, Wayne. Come on, Wayne.
Wayne.
Please don't shout at me, anybody. This is just what I'm going down in order here.
Oh, this means it's a piece of piss. What's the name of the bloke in Christmas?
Yeah.
What's the name of the what?
What's the name of the bloke that does Christmas?
What's the Son of God called?
The bloke. The man.
Oh, with you.
A man. We want a man.
It's interesting, you know, about the reindeer. To say that male reindeers lose the antlers, don't they?
Yes.
So they're saying the reindeers that pulled the sled were female.
So wonder anything gets delivered with their.
Absolutely.
And they're always good at giving directions, I guess, aren't they? Ever wondered why Satnav has a female voice? Now you know. Right.
No, seriously, Chris, that is false. Women have no idea which way they're going, do they? Sorry, Kate. But they don't, do they? And my wife says, go that way.
I do agree
You need to put that bottle of vodka away.
No, I agree with Dave. I do not know my way around.
No, it's not.
My town are doing the local, but in terms of natural direction, sense of it, no chance.
It's not right. No, women have no idea about navigation.
Kate, you do a good job on your reporting after the match.
Thanks.
Oh, she's
Dave,
playing football, to be fair.
This is the moment
No idea which direction she's going.
Wayne, I've still got your question here. Last Christmas was a hit for which duo?
Come on, Wayne. Come on,
Simon
Wayne.
and Garfunkel, the Carpenters, or Southern Shirt?
Simon and Garfunkel. Oh, that's too difficult, Chris.
You don't know this.
Wham.
Bam.
Thank you, ma'am.
No.
What?
What?
Yes, it was.
I'm looking at the wrong answer. Sorry. Of course it was. Did you know? Did you know that George Michael donated all the rights in perpetuity to Live Aid for the last Christmas?
Oh wow!
Every year.
It's currently number one again. You can get it on special CD. Yes, you can get it on white vinyl. There's a 12-inch. Do you remember a 12-inch, Dave?
I do.
Yes, it's been a while. You can get it on picture disc. You can get all sorts to be number one again this season. Right. So
I think all those people who are saying that it's a racist song will be really happy that they've put it out on white vinyl.
Of course, it won't make a ding the fact that snow is white. That's got nothing to do with it at all.
You're talking about Live Aid? Sunday. Craig?
We're going to end up like that parish council meeting the way it's going, guys. We really are getting chucked all over TikTok.
Let's go. We'll all end up at AA meeting.
Right, we're back to you. We're going to change the topic now. So we're going to go from Christmas music to Christmas movies.
Oh, okay. This is where I really get things wrong. Go on.
Well, the answer is not Mariah Carey, Brad. But who are you going to pick, Brad? Are you going to pick? We can't pick Jim because he's gone. So are you going to pick
Jim? Come back.
Has he slipped down under the table?
He slipped.
Is he doing a Kelly Clarkson?
No.
Is he
ran to get more
tree?
Kelly Clarkson
Underneath the tree? Yeah.
No. Gorgeous. So what?
Don't forget, he's in Florida right now. He's got to keep his beer in the fridge, unlike us. So
Well, that's true. That's
we
true.
can keep ours on the windowsill and it'll be fine.
Brad, how are you going to? Well, you're going to have to pick Wayne at the moment because he's the only other one that's still here. Wayne, your question is: in Home Alone, where are the McAllisters going to on vacation when they leave Kevin behind? And can I just say, having spent the last hour and 3/4 with Dave, I know that feeling. Is it Paris? Sorry, mate. You know I'm joking.
Really
Paris, London, New York, or Miami?
Miami.
No.
I'm sorry, I've got
Paris.
to-
Gay Paris.
Yeah.
It was.
And it is that one because in this actually I might not say it because it might be because it might be the second one might come up.
Wayne, do you want to choose for Jim, who's back, or for Brad?
I'll go for Brad.
Yeah, for Brad. Brad. Which actor played the Grinch in the 2000 live
he's gone again.
movie? How the
you're
Grinch
still
Stole
here?
Christmas?
Hey,
Tom, why does he get that one?
not
Tom?
hear anything.
I'm back.
Hey.
I'll read it to you again. Dave.
Shit.
That's a layup.
Which actor played the Grinch in the 2000 live action movie How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
That
Robin Williams.
Jim
Mike
Carrey.
Myers,
Lock it in. I don't think Jim Carrey. It's my favourite Christmas movie. Jim Carrey.
Really?
Yeah, having a holly jolly Christmas.
Jim Carrey's a bit of a
It is.
twat.
Oh,
It is. We're down to 2, so you've got to pick Jim.
yeah, Jim.
All right. Thanks, Brad.
I don't like it.
I had no choice. You went for a wee or whatever. When
I had to water the plants.
Actually, to be fair, I've been sitting here for about 20 minutes.
Here. In Elf, what is the first rule of the Code of Elves? A. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. B. There's room for everyone on the nice list. C. Treat every day like Christmas. Or C. Never lie about being an elf.
B.
Same again for me because I love this movie, but I'm trying to remember.
B.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm just going to mute Dave. I think that's the best way.
Why?
It wasn't Dave's question. So did you? What did you go for?
I really didn't.
In Elf, what is the first rule of the Code of Elves? A. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. B. There's room for everyone on the nice list. C. Treat every day like Christmas. D. Never lie about being an elf.
My favorite quote from the movie is the first one, but I don't think it's that one. I go with B.
You get this wrong. Brad has won this part of the quiz. 67. Brad has won this quiz. That is incorrect.
I mean, they are all rules. That's a very good question because they are all the rules of the elves as well. That was never. There wasn't like a red herring in there either. They were all rules.
So I have to say, the winner of the quiz by 1 point. Kate is in. Well, Brad, you're in third. Kate, you are second. Wayne, you are the winner, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well done, Wayne.
Well done, Wayne.
5
Years of
points for El
practice, years of
Canoe,
practice.
and 1 point for getting the whichever question it was. Wham, wasn't it? Wham.
Yeah.
Very quickly, let's round this up then because we are coming up to the 2-hour mark, and at some point, Brad will turn into a pumpkin.
I'm starting now. I'm fluffing up.
Is that what you call it? Brad, your favourite ever, and I think I know where this one's going, your favourite ever, and have a think, Kate, because we're not talking Alan Shearer here. He's never played for Leicester. Brad, who's your favourite Leicester City player ever?
Oh, got to interview him on this channel, Chris. Mustafa, is it?
Well, you
Yeah.
wrote into Jim will fix it, and he answered your question.
Well,
Yes,
brilliant.
he did. He did indeed. Yeah, I got Chris had him on this show. Go and check out the interview, and he was very gracious enough. Is it? Chris said, "Look, I've got this mouthy git that won't shut up, and he'll ask you 30 questions. But if I promise to keep it down to one, will you let him speak to you?" And he said, "Yes." But yes, Muzzy is it.
Cheers, by the way, Scott. I did a letter like a Jim will fix it letter. Dear Muzzy, I've grown up loving you all my life. My mum says I have to stop stalking you, but would you allow me to ask you a question? You didn't go very red, did you?
No.
No. Kate.
Dave.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry.
Me. You're not my favourite player, Dave.
But you are her favourite presenter, Dave.
And you are a player.
And you are, yeah, true. My favourite's Jamie Vardy because he's just a legend, and football's really going to miss that personality, just football in general, because everything's gone a bit too sensible and robotic these days with characters on the pitch and off the pitch. So Jamie Vardy for me, because I just love his antics. I love his wind-up merchant skills. And he's just the most devoted player we've probably ever had, like turned down what you would call the big time to stay with us. And we found our diamond in the rough, and he's been amazing.
Craig, is it going to be Sepp Smith?
No, a little bit before my time, that one, Chris. I mean, we've had some amazing players, some really skillful and flamboyant players in Worthington and players like that. But similar to Kate, I'm going to go for a guy who wore his heart on his sleeve and was proud, or you got the feeling he was proud to put the Leicester shirt on every time he stepped on that pitch. I'm going to go with Steve Walsh.
Steve Walsh, good shout. Jim.
I don't know where Brad went, but when he talked Muzzy Is It, he actually played on that squad that came to Jacksonville in '98. That was with Steve Guppy and Lennon and great group. So that's a good choice. But I'm going to have to agree with Kate. In my time watching Leicester, really started in 2014. And we're blessed over here because I can see every match. NBC TV has it on every match, as long as they're in the Prem. When they drop, sorry, Chris, but when they drop down, that last year in the championship was tough because I could see them once a month maybe. But I had the pleasure of being able to watch every match from 2014 till we were relegated. And during that span, it was Jamie Vardy. And like Kate said, he just epitomized, he's the face of our club. He has done so many amazing things and loyal to the club. No, hands down, Jamie Vardy.
Right, no. Tom.
Well, I was always a goalkeeper at school, so I've always had a bit of a thing for the keepers.
Oh, Brad.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so my first love was probably Casey Keller, you know, when he came.
Oh, me, you're going to be best mate.
USC.
I love Casey.
USC.
What's that?
I love that chant. USA.
Oh,
USA.
Yeah. And also because he was from America as well, it was quite a neat thing. We had an American goalkeeper when I was at school. I was like, this is really cool. And I used to get called Ian Porker at school when I was in goal because I was slightly on the bigger side, as you can imagine. So, I took a bit of a stick with that. But I liked Ian Walker. And also, I'd probably say with that in mind, my favourite ever is probably Kasper Schmeichel, understandably for what he achieved at the time he was there, but similar to Bart in some way. So I'll go with Kasper.
Kasper Schmeichel. And why not step? Wayne.
Well, I do think Vardy is overrated, to be honest.
It's
got to be Vardy.
And you on the questions?
I know. It's got to be Vardy.
VAR's just intervened. He's docked him points.
Yeah, Vardy, just for his story, where he came from, the way he taunts the opposition fans, and I just love it when he overtakes Owen, because what he said about Vardy and the way you could, he's just like a tapping merchant basically. because the variety of goals, he scored some fantastic goals.
Really
makes him
underrated.
back his feet. Definitely.
Yeah, no
viable.
one. I think he's only got some proper recognition this season because everybody's
Yeah.
like flipping heck. He's still doing it. And before that, if he played for Arsenal, if he'd gone, they would be absolutely all over him, like Haaland.
Did you talk to me? Did anybody see there was a clip up from Sky Sports News, and they were discussing the best 10 strikers ever in the Premier League, and Jamie Vardy wasn't in there.
Of course he wasn't.
In fairness, neither was Ruud van Nistelrooy, but there we go. Look, Dave, I've written a Marty down for you here.
Yeah,
Who's your favourite, Dave?
Keith Weller, I think.
Huh?
Keith Weller.
Keith Weller.
Oh,
I think. But I love them all. I love them all. They turned out in Leicester shirt. They've been brilliant. Worthington, Weller, Garland, Samuels, Shilton, Banks.
They were good days, weren't they, Dave?
Almighty. Amazing. I love them all. Love them all.
Hey, Chris.
How much have you had, Dave?
Hey, Chris.
I'm feeding it back to you. To actually finish off the series.
Love you, Dave.
Chris.
Jim,
Chris,
sorry.
I got something actually for Tom.
Oh, cool.
Look.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, legend, mate.
Love that.
USA.
That's a
I have a friend of mine. He played keeper at college over here, and when he found out I was a Leicester fan, he said he bought this when he was playing, and he gave it to me. So, I'm glad you brought that up.
That's brilliant.
That's brilliant.
Thanks for sharing that, Jim. Amazing, mate.
Sorry, Chris. How fantastic is it that you've got all these people together from everywhere, and you've missed the Australian out, but that's fine. And we have Leicester supporters all around the world. It's incredible.
It is. It's amazing.
You keep going black. I don't know where you keep disappearing to. It is.
It's the internet.
I don't know whether this would have happened before the 15-16. And look, I'm not one of these that, because everybody said, like, oh, where were you when we played on a wet night in Yeovil in League One or whatever? It doesn't bother me.
Actually, I was at fucking Yeovil that night.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter to me when you start supporting the club.
No.
You support the club. And that year we were everybody's second favourite. But yeah, it is an amazing what
we
that
have a fantastic club.
Yeah.
We really do.
Well, I will end with my favourite. I never thought I'd actually say this, but I find myself agreeing with Dave.
Wow.
And yes, my first ever Leicester team was that team of Worthington. Is it that I remember? Not that I went to see, but I remember. But Weller, who can ever forget that goal against Luton Town in the FA Cup? And the fact that when you look at the state of the pitch that it was played on, that makes it even more amazing. It's not like the snooker tables like they play on now. And you said earlier about Keith Weller wearing his heart on his sleeve. Let's not forget, of course, Keith Weller wore the white tights on his legs.
Yeah.
Have you got those tights, Chris, and you're wearing them now?
I have.
At the big reveal.
I bumped into him once down in London, and he said, "I'll give you my white tights," and I am wearing them as we speak. They don't half make much, I'll tell you. You promised you'd never say that, Craig.
Now was the time. It just felt right, Chris.
It just felt indeed.
Among us elves, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you very, very much. It has literally been 1 hour 54, so we're coming up to the 2 hour mark. Look, I've got to say, personally, from me to every one of you guys, it's been an up and down year for me off this, but thank you all for sticking with me. Thank you all so much for your support and coming on. Some of them times very, very last minute. You've always been there if you can be, and I always say to you, work, family, always comes first. But thank you very, very much, all of you, for all of your support. Brad, Wizzy Jizzy hands, Winky Jizzy hands.
Wizzy Jizzy.
Let's get busy.
He sounds like you just sound like one of the Teletubbies, doesn't he?
Wizzy Jizzy, let's get busy.
Kate, Bushy Evergreen. You'll always be known as
Better
that.
believe it.
I love Kate more
What
than
do you think the B stands for when with my Twitter handle, KTB?
Now we know. Now we know.
Bushy.
Craig, keep sucking on your lollipop, McFluff.
Oh, God, everybody.
No one else will.
Lollipop, lollipop, boop,
You've never asked.
Seriously, I didn't go,
Well, now you're wearing those white tights.
That's why I can't get to them. Jim, all the way from America, thank you very much for all your jingle glitter balls.
Great
Tom,
season.
my favourite member of ZZ Top, Pixie Frostbutt, thank you very much. Wayne, Zippy Sugar Bells, love you, thank you. Dave, look, you got to love a bit of Dave, haven't you? You know, with his tiny jingle bells at the end there.
Tom and Wayne, are you
all the way.
Leicester based, you guys?
No.
What?
Tom
Southwest,
and Wayne, are you Leicester based?
Southwest of England, I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're Leicester based, mate.
How many live in Leicester, in Leicestershire? Nice.
Brad does as well, I think.
Brad does as well, but he's just rearranging his winkies with his jizzy hands. Guys, look, as I say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all very, very much. Have a great Christmas. We're going to break up now. We're not going to be doing the weekend. We're going to have family time. And I will see you. I don't know where Dave's gone. I will see you all on the other side. Have a great Christmas to you and all your family.
Merry
Cheers,
Christmas.
everyone.
Cheers,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas, everyone.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy,
Happy.
happy. Chris, be healthy.
And you.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Hi, this is Chris from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy.